Okay, I've got no idea what's going on with my actual microphone, so I'm going to have to use my headset microphone. But basically what I was saying was there was a beautiful transformation that happened yesterday where our beloved Dios Day made a remarkable transformation. He essentially, think like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, he became an egg, and it was a beautiful thing to behold. So just a very quick thank you to Dio for the sacrifice that he made to his scalp. Of course, Repo, you as well for hosting the stream. Everybody that tuned in to the stream, which ended up being quite a large amount of people in the end. And also to J Muse, who very kindly hosted us, which was a very unexpected surprise. So I'm just going to ensure that everything is looking okay. I'm moving around bits and pieces now. Right, great stuff. Cool, looks like it's working. Although for some reason the chat log is like cutting off most of what you're trying to say, but that doesn't matter. As long as you can hear me, that's good. Right, so today's stream, we are jumping into the world of Griftlands again, just for another day, which I think takes about an hour, but we'll battle through it. And the whole purpose of the third day now is going to be to try and continue to build our decks. So that's the negotiation deck and the battle deck, and we'll see how they progress. So continue last run. Let's do that now and get started with the game. I'm just going to turn it down ever so slightly so it doesn't feed back on the mic, because I've got no noise suppression set up whatsoever. This is actually the first time I'm using this microphone, so hopefully it sounds as clear as the other one. So let's have a quick look at the cards that are on sale, just in case there's anything that's worth buying. That's useful for leveling up cards, but don't really need to use it just now. That will destroy itself. I'm not super keen on ones that do destroy themselves, but we'll see. We'll see. If we happen to need it later on, then we'll return to it. Right, let's jump into our map screen and see what's on offer. So we've got an outpost which kind of has random things that are available, as far as I know. I've just accidentally clicked here, so it turns out I'm going to the mercenary camp. I will, however, be able to afford a mercenary if I wanted to get one, so let's just visit one and see how much these guys cost. Okay, so you've heard that Quokey has a collection of trading cards depicting the upper Arckellon, from cardinals to archbishops. Of course, that's the Deltrian side. Unlikely Havarian clergy warrant any mention. Quokey nods an acknowledgement of your presence. Well, it's a start. So 225 shills that cost. Let's see how valuable this guy turns out to be. As far as I know, he's with you with like for the full run, unless there's a tragedy and he doesn't make it through it. I don't think he goes beyond that day though, but we'll see. Okay, so let's speak with Ulu, who we've spoken to with before. How are the gears of government today, Ulu? Still grinding? Jammed, I'm afraid, which means I have plenty of need for your skills. I've got 2 jobs I could use you for. And since I don't hate you, I'll even let you pick. So the 2 jobs that we've got making mole hills and leave no one behind. Great. So they're both 3-star difficulty now. So it's getting progressively more difficult as we go along. So we have one which just focuses on negotiation and one that focuses on both. I'm a little bit conscious about the fact about how our battle deck really doesn't contain very good cards, so I don't know how well that would go, but we have hired a mercenary, which should give us a little bit of an extra oomph. You can see in the top right, we've got 25 negotiation cards and we've only got 18 battle cards. So I say we go ahead and let's just try that one with both. So one of our patrols was ambushed, and as per the usual, the spree took a hostage, an officer by the name of Feldspar. I know the spree scum who ordered it. They're going to press him for information, and unfortunately he's got more than enough to spill. I want the mess cleaned. Is this a rescue or a hit? Use your discretion. A rescue if Feldspar deserves it, otherwise, like I said, clean up. Okie dokie, let's go. And we'll get a lot of shells for this. Basically recuperating the loss that we made for the mercenary. So let's go ahead and give this a go. And welcome the carrot guy to the chat. Good to have you here. So I'm giving you a license to solve this how you see fit, but that's a lot of responsibility. I don't get mad, just disappointed. Ugh, that's worse. Snap to it, Hunter. Do me proud. And that's us done. So open map. Where are we headed? We are going this way. So left. You find the bandits hideout easily enough, and you settle yourself between two rocks. A smudge of lichen watching and waiting. Two thugs, clearly spree, emerge from the hideout, rubbing what seems to be ink from their hands. Hate this clerical crap. Why am I taking notes from some switch still wearing his blues? Forget it. The intel he's given us on the auction is worth more to the Dan than we are. Anyway, you only got to tolerate it till the escort gets here. A muffled bark from within draws one of the goons' attention back inside. I'll go deal with that. You keep an eye out for the rendezvous. Okay, so we're going to confront him first, even though he's got a lot more resolve. Although, what's the advantage of the negotiation? I'm just saying now that our really expensive mercenary has a 1.5 star battle rating. That's really bad. This dude's got a 2-star one. Let's confront him instead. You step onto the trail and make no effort to hide your approach. All the same, the spree looks up with alarm. Hesh's safety tank, so you scared the crap out of me. Bax looks you up and down as he brushes off the star you gave him. You're the interrogation expert to deal with Feldspar? Certainly am. There's only one way to go. Let's see how we do. So, as always, let's play our cards which have a 0, just so that we can get a couple of freebies. Gain 2 influence at the start, or at the end of your turn, and then lose 1 influence. I don't believe we actually lose anything permanently. Okay, so I might take one, although no, that'll kill the pet if we don't get that sorted. So I'm going to use that to ensure that the pet doesn't die. I'm also going to use it again, so it does carry over as far as I'm aware. Okay, now let's start with this, down, and there we go. So we have a good set of arguments and we have plenty of defense, so we shouldn't take any damage because that 4 up there is all we needed. And I'm assuming the one that disappeared simply down to the fact that it is it was just like a 1 times thing. Something really loud just flew past my window. That was quite alarming. Okay, let's get this roll call. So whenever you expend a card, draw 1 card. Great. And that expends it, so I get a card. Right. Cool, and that's on the bar now, so this expends the card as well, but I think what I might do, he's not got any composure, but it'll still do some damage. I'm going to use that. And then finally I'm going to use this, because this is going to give us 3 extra actions due to the fact that we've got 9 cards in our discard pile. So let's go ahead and pop that there. And then we can improvise a card from your discard pile again, so that could be useful. Let's just and also the carrot guy. I have experimented with streamer hoods in the past. The biggest problem that I've found is the ones which tend to cover too many gameplay elements on screen. Like if it's covering up text that's coming up, or if it's the last one that we tried it on was Biomutant, but no matter where I seemed to put it, there was something that it was blocking. There might be some games which absolutely can have a streamer hood, and that will be something that we can look at, but certainly in games where you've got such a limited space as to where you can be without blocking anything, we try to keep it as minimalistic as possible. But with the flurry of followers we got yesterday, it might be something that we are more inclined to try out again, especially with people being more active in chat, and we would of course want to highlight anybody who is being an active member of the chat. So on that ground, you could probably expect to see something in a future stream, but for now we're just keeping it basic. But yeah, we'll certainly have something put on in the near future, I will imagine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this card, and simply just down to the fact that it's going to do a lot of damage. We'll use that to get this card as well. I'm going to play it safe because I'm taking a lot of damage here, so I'll play that. Your next card, so this is another expend. Oh, but we haven't got any actions. Okay, that's fine, so we'll close that. But yeah, thanks anyways though, the carrot guy. That's definitely something that we'll be taking a look at, and always appreciate the suggestions. They do certainly help us as we're getting them started. Apply 6 composure. I'm going to do exactly that for the pet. Target argument loses 2 resolve. He's got no resolve, so that's not exactly ideal. That's only really useful when you've got a card that costs more than 1 to play. There's one that costs 3, for example, so that would be a really good card to play before that one. Let's go ahead and I'm just a little bit conscious that I think our pet's going to die from these actions. I think that's just going to go. Yeah. This isn't looking good. Right, okay. Target argument loses 2 resolve. It's not really going to have any sort of detriment caused as a result of that. Gain 2 influence and apply 3 composure to it. Let's go ahead and do that as well. But I think my pet's going to die, which is a shame. As I die, it's going to get defeated in verbal battles. Yeah, so now we're just going to focus fire on him, I think. So let's go ahead and use that. Use this, and we're gonna get the. I'm gonna use this, and then just hope that we get a big number. 7, perfect. Okay, which means that we can use this. 4 damage, and then hopefully take him down. There we go. Right. That's that now done. I think that's definitely something that we'll need to take a look at, the Karakai, because that does sound really cool. Okay, the card I'm going to pick is going to be... That sounds really good, actually. Keep cool. I don't think we've... Or at least I've not seen it. Took you long enough. What? You get stuck in the mud. Ask about Feldspar. How's Feldspar faring? Too good if you ask me. He acts like royalty just because he gave us intel. As if he's the first Admiralty officer to spill their guts and pay and another day in the sun. Wouldn't be a shame if someone were to rough him up a little on his way out, if you ask me. I'm glad to see the back of him. Tell Bax he can leave it to me, I'll take care of this. Finally, can't wait to get out of this place. Smells like blood, flies and frog spawn. You wait for Bax to make his tracks down the trail before heading back into the shack. Right. Do I check the options now? Show pause menu options. So, right. So it's in here. Is this where you mean the carrot guy? So, streaming mode. Here we are. Safe area for streaming. Ah, cool. Right. So let's pop it here, and let's move me here. Apply changes. I've never seen this in a game before. I actually thought you were talking about having the gamer hoods that were built into Streamlabs and that sort of stuff, but not a one that was built into the game, which is actually really cool. So I've moved me into what is deemed the safe zone. So fingers crossed it'll just change what happens in that bottom left corner. I assume that. Okay, you enter and see Feldspar relaxing in a chair and spree to the side making noise. Who are you supposed to be? I'm the escort for the, escorting. Convince Feldspar that you're with the spree. He's got a lot of resolve, so this is going to be a bit of a... Okay. Here's a good example of when Evil Eye is actually worth using. First of all, I'm just going to use this because it's 0. And use this. Well, that's pointless. Nothing to do with that. Wait, so now that doesn't... I thought that would now cost 1. Okay, it must be a different type of card and I've just completely misread it. Never mind. Right, okay. No valid targets. Let's pop this down here. There's not enough cards in my discard pile to make use of that other one, so let's just use it. And let's end the turn. Okay, apply 6 composure. Well, we're going to need it on the pet because he's struggling a little bit. And I think what we'll do is apply this because this will be useful whenever we expend a card, which I believe we'll probably be doing quite often. Let's destroy that argument so that we're not getting any extra damage from that. Let's play that. It's nothing to play. And then let's go ahead and hit that and end the turn. So we've got loads of arguments now, so hopefully that'll be enough to carry us through. We shall see. Okay, apply 4 composure to all arguments. That sounds good. Again, he's got no composure. Okay, let's get some upgraded cards and see what they're like. Insert obtuse, mean, or inspiration into your hands. I mean, I don't think these are that great. Let's play this and just see what we can get deal 1 resolve damage to a random opponent argument whenever you draw a card. Do we have anything that draws cards? I don't think we do. Okay, so in that case, I know we've got that, but it won't be in the same hand, so I'm just going to use this. Which, for some reason, I can't click. Oh, it's 2. Right, I could have got extra card thing then, but never mind. I will. I'm going to use booster. I'm protected because of my 5 composure. And then enter. I'm assuming that's going to get shuffled now. Yeah, right, cool. So, we've got loads of arguments. Can I get any more? Because I am going to use this wide deflection. Rise from a cut. Right, okay. We'll do this one first, just in case we can get anything that is an extra. Yep, I think this is one of them. Oh, just adds to that one. Okay, no problem. Let's play this now. Okay, good time to do it. And then we will do that. Just because we get some extra composure as well. That's what yeah, that's a really good tip, the Garrett guy. Thanks again for that, because it's always a streamer's nightmare being in the way of something, and that definitely mitigates it. So yeah, thanks again for letting us know about that stuff, and hopefully that's something that gets introduced into more games, because honestly it'll make such a difference. Because I struggle so much in like some games trying to find somewhere to actually be. There seems to be something along the entire bottom of the screen, and you don't want to be like hanging off the top, so it's just really weird. I think I've had streams where I've been in like the top left corner or something, just because there's been nowhere else to go. Let's use low blow, I think, on this one, just so and then I'm going to use this one because it stays in your hand. Hello. Yeah, I'm going to use that. I'm going to lose this, unfortunately, but that's okay. I think I'm still doing okay. Let's immediately play that. And then I'm hoping I've got something in here which can. No, it doesn't. I was going to say if I could get something to double the composure, but it doesn't look like we've got anything in the discard pile that lets us do that. Deal 1 resolve damage to a random opponent argument whenever you draw a card. Do I have anything that'll draw a card? Draw 2 cards. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to get that. Oh, I can get 2. Right, so that and this. Let's go ahead and draw this. Okay. That's a shame because we've only got one card that's in our discard pile, so I'm wondering. No. Oh, hang on. If I do that, does that make it 3? No, that expends it. And that just gives you a card, right? Okay. I know more about that now. Probably could have just done attacks instead, but nothing. Okay, so next thing it's going to ask us to do. Straight away. Let's go ahead and just go for the attack, I think, now. Let's how we get on. And just play it safe with this. Just double composure. And then end the turn. Okay, so that's the pet taken out of the argument, but I think now we should be able to just... Done? Yeah. Pick a negotiation card. Okay, so gain 1 heated, evoke, play 3 hostility cards in a single turn. You need to have a good hand for that to be good, though. I quite like a press. When you get a press done correctly, it's really good. Okay, so, well, I guess you look clever enough, even if you're not too impressive otherwise. No offense or anything, I just take my safety pretty seriously. Oh, sure, as you should. Thankesh, we can leave the babysitting to you. I'd give you this nap and feeding schedule, but somehow I doubt you'll much care. Later, folks, try not to knock your head out on the way out. Blaine signals to the rest of the spree, who round up their loose possessions before heading out. So, you've been told about my arrangement, right? I need special protection from all sides. The Admiralty are going to be pretty cheesed with me if I find out what I'm up to. Get it? Ulu, in particular, will be very unimpressed. Say that again. Wait, how do you know Ulu? Like I said, Feldspar, I'm here to escort you. Oh, Hesh, I know you look no good. The great fellow Feldspar attacks. So we're getting attacked by a 4-star person now. Don't know if we've got any sort of advantage in this battle. Oh, great. Let's get Boulder Stance played straight away. Play that as well. And then let's get some combo going on. So, to be fair, his health is tiny. Like, if you look at the bottom, it's 24 out of 100. If we knocked him down loads... I'm not quite sure. I'm sure we'll find out. So, end turn. About to take even more damage now, and then there's like a 7 that's about to come through here, so just improvise anything here that benefits from a combo, not quite. And if we take damage we lose combo points, so let's apply wound. Oh, there's the flag. Gonna give myself the protection so that we don't get harmed from his onslaught. I don't even know if he's going to have a chance to do it. Right. And then place that. That looks like we're going to kill him, I think. We'll die this turn. Perfect. So if we end this, let's have a quick look just to see if he's wanted alive. Some people are, but I don't think he is. The death loot is a unique item. For the rest of your turn, your attacks hit all enemies, replenish, destroy the 2 uses. So that actually sounds really good. I can't see any benefit in keeping him alive, to be honest, so I'm just going to go ahead and execute him. So, the current guy, I played for 2 days, as in like 2 in-game days, to try and wrap my head around the basic of the basic bits of it. So, what a negotiation deck is and what a battle deck is. As soon as I finished day 2, I then came out of the game, and that's when I started streaming. So my knowledge was literally like 2 in-game days, but by doing them 2 in-game days, I unlocked this outfit. So it was essentially like I'd done the tutorial and then decided to stream after doing that. So it was about as close to a new player experience as I could have done without being completely new, if that makes sense. But yeah, I deliberately came out of the game and ended the run early just so that we had a chance to go through a lot more of this together and hopefully learn a lot more about this game together as well. But yeah, that the outfit thankfully was quite an early unlock. I haven't played any other characters. It's the only character I've touched. I've unlocked a second character, which I'm assuming is Rook, but I've not played with that character at all. Am I right in thinking that they get different decks, like completely different decks, or is that something that I'm completely misunderstanding? So I've got a new person who hates me now. Great. So Sunny hates me. Great. Great. Okay. Restore resolve. I'll do that now. Collect money. New battle card. And choose a battle card. Also, the carrot guy, can you give me tips as to whether I should be executing people or whether I should be accepting the surrender? Is there a benefit to either path to choose? Because at the moment, it just kind of seems that by killing them, you get this really good card. But I've also realised just then there was a consequence in that I've got somebody now who hates me, and I think that gives me like a negative thing to have to play the rest of the run with. But I'm sure that'll make more sense soon. Okay, hemorrhage. That sounds good. Feldspar is dead. The spree won't be able to use him anymore. Best report back to Ulu. Okay, so I think that might even be the task done. We didn't have a single ambush that time. Well, look who it is. Get paid. So, you mentioned that if Feldspar was defecting, you wanted him dead? Yes. Yeah, he's dead now. Aha, that's that taken care of at least. I'm gonna have to disseminate some morale boosting materials though. Feldspar was popular with the troops. Don't suppose you could try your hand at Medadverse? Well, never mind. The troops are easily distracted, they'll perk up soon. Best keep quiet about the whole treachery thing though. Some people take that sort of thing personally. You get paid 231 shells, so that's good. Okay, so okay, cool. So the Bane might be something that is a really negative thing to carry with you for the rest of the game. So really, the only benefit in killing them is if someone's either asked you to, or if you really need the card that you get from killing that player. So I'm guessing that's the kind of approach. Yeah, got you. Cool. Perfect. Thank you for that. So we now get a new graft. So let's have a look and see what we've got. These are getting more useful now because quite a lot of the ones at the start had like a really negative thing with it as well. But I think Distressor sounds good. Vulnerability is twice as effective against your opponent. The whole point of this really is to find out which things are good and which things aren't so good. I'm not expecting this is going to be my first and only run. Ultimately in a roguelike you learn from your mistakes. So I'm anticipating that I'm going to pick certain cards, I'm going to perhaps pick certain grafts that don't have much of a benefit. I'm going to make decisions that really I should have made the opposite for. All of these things I'm looking forward to learning, and then we can do another run where we have that knowledge in mind. So that's that's really what I'm hoping to get out of this. So this looks like it might even be day 3 done. So let's hit done, open map, and have a look. Oh no, we've got some bonus stuff in here. So we can heal, but we've got full health, like in terms of health up here. And our resolve's a little bit down, but not hugely. So let's go and get the spark grenade. Right, so if the fight's isolated, there's no downside to killing, so you can get away with murder. Right, cool. I'll bear that in mind as well. Thanks again. Okay, so... Quickest happy to see you. Hey Sal, I found something the other day, made me think of you. You don't have to take it if it'll bog you down, but it's yours. Well, I'll certainly take it. Grants bargaining. 20 shield discount from shopkeepers. That could be cool, actually. I'm going to pay it. There we go. Now we've got a new person who loves us. How nice. So one new person that hates us and one new person that loves us. Okay, so let's go ahead and head to get started. Yeah, I think that's actually one of the things I do like, the current guide, the fact that the runs are different. I remember that first little 2-day run that I did when I was doing the tutorial stuff. I was expecting when I started the stream again and actually streamed from day 1 that I was going to have the same conversations, and I was like, wait, none of this rings a bell at all. So it's really cool to see that the path and the events and all that sort of stuff are random, and ultimately that just gives you so much more replayability. So yeah, it's definitely a game that I was looking for a deck builder which was like this, and this is really turning out to be a deck builder which is right up my alley. It's not a competitive deck builder against other players. That was number 1 in my rulebook. I wanted a story-based deck builder. Number 2, I wanted to be able to build a really good deck, and that again looks like something I'll be able to do with this. And ultimately this gives you permanent boosts for future runs as well, in the form of the perk points, I think, that you can spend. So I should have quite a few of them after I finish this, I'd imagine, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how much longer I can last in this specific run, but I am looking forward to seeing what sort of stuff gets given to us. I have tried Slay the Spire, and I think I was just really bad at it, and I think it's the sort of game that I would go back to and try again, but and I do own it. I've got it on Steam, but ultimately, I think Griftlands has got a hold of me much quicker than Slay the Spire did, and after perhaps finishing this and feeling like I'm in the mood for a new deck builder game, Slay the Spire is definitely going to be one of the ones that I'll look at. I know Monster Train is another one as well, which is meant to be worth doing, but with Monster Train, given the fact that you've got multiple battles you're meant to be doing at the same time, that probably will be quite demanding. So we'll certainly see, but if there is going to be another deck builder that I play, providing that no new ones come out which look amazing, Slay the Spire I think will be the next one. I've heard it's really notoriously difficult to get to the actual top of the spire though. Ultimately though, people don't seem to mind about that. They kind of just accept the fact that it's quite the achievement to actually slay the spire, but again, that's just something for me to look forward to when I sink some hours into that game as well. Okay, so looks worried, but you'd be worried too if your bar was smoking. Right, Fish? We have a problem. Some of the supplies I need to finish up are contraband, apparently. I see where this is going, but I don't know how to stop it from getting there. You wanna be gently shook from your slumber by a new assassin each night. I need you to head down to the docks and grease the wheels, else I'll never get this done. Guess I'm heading to the docks then. Feel free to take my bouncer with you. Might take some convincing though. Well, yes, I would love to have an additional person. Ask Topo to help you. Hey there, Topo. Fish said you might be able to help me solve her supply problem. Did she now? You're her employee, right? So you do jobs for Fish, and in exchange she pays you. This would be another one of those times. Fish and I have very specific understanding of what is or isn't my job. Make it worth my while and we can talk. Let's try convince. I've got plenty of people in my party, got a good negotiation deck. Let's see if we can get a freebie out of this. So, first of all, let's get some composure. Any expend, right, there's an expend card there and there's an expend card there, so I'm going to, in fact no, let's just get this on my wheel, because that'll be good to get through it. And yeah, I have heard it is notoriously difficult, but again, I think once I've built up a bit of swagger in the in this genre, then we'll certainly see. I need to take a brief break. The doorbell has just gone, so I'll be back in just a moment. Cheers, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm expecting a package today, and it wasn't my package, so I was deeply disappointed when I opened the door, and it wasn't the brand new speakers that I'm expecting, but never mind. Okay, so let's. Yeah, Dio, it wasn't that delivery, unfortunately. That is scheduled for 5 o'clock, so I was a bit confused as to when at 20 past 2 the doorbell went, but never mind. I shall... So this suppress card, ultimately if I can take down this cat with the suppress card, I'll get some dominance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this because it's going to do 3 damage to the cat. This could get it in one hit, the oppress card, but it's a gamble, so I'd rather just absolutely guarantee it. And this still doesn't guarantee it, because if I do 1 damage, it's not going to destroy it. But if I roll 2, 3 or 4, I will. So surely that means I've got a 75% chance of doing this. That's a bit. Right, cool. So we got a dominance. We're going to get protected from the attack because of our composure. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just right that. Okay. Let's use this and hope that's zeros. There are zeros indeed. I might use this one. Just give. Yeah. So get some composure on both cards. Yeah, Dio, I made them especially for you. I thought it would be a nice change to the intermission screen just to have some action shots of your stream yesterday. And I knew you'd love them, so I figured I'd just have that as a constant reminder. And I've got no plans to take them down anytime soon either, so it's mainly just to show my appreciation for your sacrifice yesterday. Gain 1 action for every 3 cards. Well, I've got 13, so I'll be able to get loads of actions here. 6 actions, wow. Let's do that. Let's get this and get dominance and this. So we'll finish with 3 actions, which I don't think does anything. No. Okay, improvise. Let's get it. He's got no arguments, so it's pointless doing anything else with that. So there's that. Get the composure. Let's draw 2 cards. Again, he doesn't have any composure, so that's not too great. I think I'm just going to go ahead and... So the damage of the next card played is doubled, but we've only got 1 action left, so that won't work, and we can't use that because there's no arguments on his rotation range. So let's go ahead and... I think if I use that on him, I'll do damage, right? So that'll do 4 damage and I'll gain 2. Yeah, right, I understood that right. Perfectly. Okay, end turn. I think I'll take 1 and resolve damage. Yeah. Also now got some things on his. Okay, that's 0. So that'll allow me to do 6 damage. Let's do that now. Oh. Then this costs absolutely nothing to do, so... Draw 2 cards and upgrade them, or we can double. Right, I'm going to play this. Now before I play Keep Cool, I'm actually going to play this just in case I see which the habit. So now I'm going to play this. Should be protected from attacks. Again, set composure. So apply that to himself. I'm going to... So that'll pretty much destroy that. So I'm just going to try my luck with this. Only the 2 damage. So just there, that down as well. And then okay. First. Try and get some protection against this huge attack that we get most in turn. Right, we should be able to take them down soon. This costs us nothing now, so. Then that with does in perfect. So I should have him for free now. Let's upgrade Ergo. Improvise 2 cards from your... I think just the Improvise Plus would be good. Choose 1 of 5 cards to put in your hand. Yeah, that sounds better. I'm slowly starting to learn which cards are the good ones and which cards are the not so good ones. But I still think there's a while to go before we know for sure which ones are the golden goose cards. Improvise 1 random hostility card. It costs 1 less until played. Okay, That sounds quite good. Gain 1 action for every 3 cards in your discard pile. We already have one of them cards, so don't think we need another one just yet. I'm seeing it show up in my hand plenty of times, so I'm not too conscious about that just now. Target argument loses 2 resolve, you gain 2 resolve, and that expends the card. Now we do have some cards that benefit from other cards being expended, so drain resolve might be useful. Improvise 1 random hostility card, it costs 1 less until played. Right, I'm going to play that one because it's we don't have too many that focus on hostility. Okay, so we get that stuff for fish, then the bar is safer. The bar is safer, then your job is easier. A little bit of effort now for a whole lot of effort later. Make sense? Yeah, alright, that makes sense. Although, I gotta say, too much of my job these days involves keeping your scrawny butt safe. It's very hard for you. Whatever, lead the way. That's what she said. You convinced Topo to work for free. Magical. Open map. What do we have? We have the quest, I believe, is that one up there. There's a thing there, but what I've found is they tend to get a bit cranky if you don't just do the job that they're asking you to do. I've had it a few times where you've gone somewhere and then they basically turn around and said, hey, what about my job? And then suddenly they dislike you and then they leave you. It's like, well, I was just nipping into a shop. It's crazy. Okay, so it's dark when you arrive. The docks should be closed, but they shimmer with activity. It's not long before you spot why. A ship from the Roloch is moored in the harbour. No doubt there's a quarantine in place. The guards on duty approach you. Hey, ain't you Ulo's little pack thing? The hunter she keeps on a soft leash? Is that the way she describes me? Docks closed, Grifter, even if Ulu sent you. We got a rollout shipment, and I bet you'd hate to be one to test its quarantine. I'm not bribing him. I'm not attacking him because he's got 4 stars and a 3-star backup in addition to a 1-star pet. Back to the chatty. So Ulo's no dummy and I'm not a child. She trusts me for a reason. I'm just thinking though, Owen Wilson and Loki, and this is in the trailer so it's not a spoiler. It's where he's going Toki, 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 and that's all I can think of. And of course, wow. Let's get one influence. And this is a card which I honestly think is worth having in your... I don't even know what this is called. Let's just call it a ring. In your battle ring or negotiation ring. That sounds rather suitable, so I'm going to go for that. Whenever you play a diplomacy card, apply 2 composure to it. I think diplomacy cards are, yeah, these green ones. So whenever I play a green card, I will gain 2 composure and a random argument. So it sounds really good to have on the circle of right, so I'm going to take a bit of damage. Precise. Okay. The damage of the next card you play is doubled. Fantastic. This will hopefully now... Okay. Let's try and destroy this. So that gives me dominance. I'm going to play this because I'm then going to play the card that's suspended, which is this one. 2 extra actions. Gain 2 influence at the end of your turn. Lose 1 influence. And it's a diplomacy card, so that will be benefited by that other one. Gain 3 influence. Oh, hang on. Apply 4 composure to all cards. That's perfect. I mean, look how busy ring is. Deal 1 resolve damage to a random opponent argument whenever you draw a card. Let's Great stuff. So let's end the turn. Pretty much like my odds here. The next card this turn costs 0 actions and it expends it, so I'm guessing I still get that. So they've all got 4 now, which is great. Let's go ahead and play. I'm going to use this one, which is the card that we actually got from the previous reward. I've got 1 action available, so it's not too great. Love. Is that what it is? Oh, exchange to 0. I should have chose the middle one. I actually thought that was just the ones which the action score reflected what it was going to be. That wasn't the case. So then finally I'm going to surely this one's powerful. So I'm going to do 3 damage and gain 3 composure, and it's a negotiation. That should. As a result of that card I played earlier, give me a little. Had a really good hand this time. Okay, so let's use this. Okay, and then I'm actually going to go for just a double composure. Can't use that because there's nothing you can use it on, so we'll end that turn as well. Continue. Let's gain 1 dominance. Might be worth taking this one down actually. And then let's go ahead and use this. As you can see, it is giving us the things for the steps. I'm going to play this, and then next turn we will get 2 bonus actions, which should hopefully allow us to finish this off. Perfect. Negotiation upgrade available. Well, I will certainly do that just now. Steal target's composure, so that's actually quite good. But that also boosts the damage quite a significant amount. I'm going to go for it. Pick a negotiation card. I certainly will. And we are going to pick gain 1 influence, evoke an opponent's argument is removed or destroyed. But you can't play it, so how does it get involved? I think if it's in your hand, it must just mean that you get max damage, so that's quite good. I'm a hunter, I can take care of myself, and this is a waste of all our time. You know what? Fine, go on through. With any luck, you'll break out in putrid warts, then I'll be laughing. Ugh, I hope not. Find the ship. You make your way onto the deck of the Rolo ship. You come across an Admiralty officer neck deep in debate with Jake's Steve-Law. The glint of small blocks catches your eye from a pile of contraband. You recognise it as the goods Fish needs. I don't care what schedule you're on, that ship stays in quarantine. The word quarantine's given me proper flashbacks to what we've all been through for like the last year. I've got other ships to unload. What am I supposed to tell the Hessians? That they should delay the auction because their goods are held up. You let more ships in, and that's exactly how infection spreads. Or are you too much of an ignoramus to follow? You figure this is a good time to break the tension. What are you doing here, Grifter? This is a secure area. I think the top one's the best option. Ending the quarantine. The quarantine's there for a reason. If there's anything that we've learned, it's that we need the quarantine. I'm just here to get a package. I don't care about the quarantine or whatever. A bit late for that, considering you reached out. I'm fine. The package right there. What do I have to do to start? Union stands with okay, got loads of cards, so let's start playing them. Let's get some influence. Use that as well. Next turn. So we need to be careful about that getting destroyed, so we need to try and protect it where possible. Okay, play this, get 2 upgraded cards, and apply 6 conversion to that, so don't worry about the card being destroyed. Let's try our luck with this. Destroy it, so we've got dominance that's been added as well. And we are going to use last action. This card to destroy it and allow us to move action. What do we have? Okay, so let's give that. Do we have anything else that'll give us arguments? Let's try this. Play that, which is now got plenty. Oh, I should have played that one first. Never mind. Gain 1 dominance. And our Wheel of Fortune is looking ever promising. We've got 16 cards in the draw pile, so quite happily get them actions. So let's go ahead and get them out. 8 actions. Hopefully something that'll do damage, but I can't see that being an option. Fluster reduces damage by 33%. Remove 1 stack at the end of the first turn. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do 3 damage to that. It's going to be another 3 damage that happens from Sam. I'm also going to use
Chuchutapa. Chipona beer.
Your next card is down for 0 actions. So that, we also get to spend. And... oh, again, completely wrong. Forget that. That would just be 0. Of course, the finish is so... That's us. Negotiation upgrade available. Okay, we've got quite a few actually. What's ambush do? Automatically place in your hand at the start of a negotiation. Could be good. Gain 3 influence and apply 3 composure to it. Yeah, let's go for that. Just that. Let's go for this one. And then, yeah, we can do... this one. In fact, it'd probably be better to... I think I'm going to go for that one as well. Okay, so we'll close, pick a negotiation, and... which is the best one here? I'm getting bonus shells for these ones because I've not picked them, but... yeah, I'm going to go for that one again, because that's really good. Right, perfect. You've had a long day, say no, just say yes for this one thing. You'll feel better. You grifters have a lot of nerve. But if one package is all you want, it's easy enough to give it a simple inspection. Typical. Exceptions abound when someone with power and influence walks through. Power and influence? You mean me? This package is unusual, but I can release it to you, assuming your license is loaded. Oh, sure. Sometimes I forget I have. Flux above board. Be sure to register if you construct this into any, I don't know, weapons or traps. Those require different paperwork. Yeah, will do. No problem. You almost make it when you hear the gurgling from across the bow. The hulking beast heaves itself out of the water, shaking off droplets that sizzle on contact. Viridian rushes to your side, her mouth twisted in anger. I knew it, Hunter. You're officially deputized until this monster is destroyed. This is clearly the boss battle of this stage. Lots of players, but he's got 240 health and he's got 3 minions. I think it's probably a good idea to probably take down the minions first, or else they're just going to be doing loads of damage. You can see just how much damage is going to be done. It's crazy. So let's perfect. So, one less of these little guys to worry about. So they're better enough, so they're ready to force controls. Oh, so okay. Oh, protect from that. Let's see what happens now. Bit take this one down as well. Die, so it's less damage in directions. Playing that. Oh, so I thought that was going to give me an action. Should be. Just while we're doing this, just as per what has been posted in the chat, I absolutely reiterate that everybody who has tuned in to either this stream or a previous stream and shown us the love and support that you have our absolute resounding thanks. It's been an amazing couple of months, and our community is growing into a very, very wonderful place to be, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to make these videos for you guys, and we're happy to see that the reception's been positive from you guys as well, so thank you so much for helping build that community. You've most certainly done a phenomenal job in ensuring that it's a really inclusive environment, but also a really fun one, and yeah, you have our utmost appreciation for that as well. So much so that Dio shaved his head, so that respects for guys. Apply one wound to another, but that counts as a move though, so I'd not be able to play it. Apply 4 defense, heal 4 damage, finish and strike. A lot of damage. Oh, I've still got action. Am I still stuck quiet? There we go. Again, apologies, I'm having to use a different mic because for whatever reason my other one wasn't working. There's always something random that happens to really make streaming not as straightforward as it should be, but yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. So the game music's at -10. I will lower it a little bit more, but yeah, in future I usually use like an actual proper microphone, but it just wasn't getting picked up at all, and the only way I was going to be able to resolve it is by finishing the stream and going back into it and then sorting it out from there, but for whatever reason it just wouldn't work, and it's usually just the weirdest thing that stops it from working. But yeah, what I was saying was just again, just a huge thank you to everybody who's helped make this community that we've built so far such a positive one, and also just expressing just how much of a joy it is to be able to make these streams for you guys, and we really do appreciate the feedback that's been given, and we're looking forward to many more videos to come. So yes, thanks again for your amazing contribution towards our wonderful community, and I'm sure Dio will echo them thoughts along with a shaved head. And Dio is also going to be doing a stream later on today, so you'll hear from the man himself whilst he gets started, and I'm looking forward to seeing if he's tidied up the last couple of patches that were around the back of his head. They looked interesting, to put it nicely, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Right, so let's he's gonna die. I'm going to take this guy out of the game, and go, and apply 4 defense to a character there. Okay, let's go. Okay, apply 4 defense. Your next attack this turn deals maximum damage. That sounds amazing, and I'm going to use it on... I mean, this guy's about to take a lot of damage, so I'll use it on him. Apply... In fact, let's take this guy down if I can. These are... going to do what I need it to. Let's put 4 defense on me, because I don't actually have that much max health, and let's just see how we go. Okay. Perfect, let's start with that. Again, the door has just gone again. I don't even know if it's for my parcel, but I'm going to have to check it out. Sorry guys, I'll be 2 seconds. Enjoy the pictures of Dio's head getting shaved again whilst I go and check it. Thanks. This is becoming beyond a joke now, so that's the second time that my door's gone first package wasn't for me, the second package wasn't even for the flat, so I think somebody knows I'm expecting a big package and they're just playing very, very cruel tricks on my heart. Let's have a look. So yeah, I am still without my package. I'm expecting it in 2 hours, so it's not as if like I was expecting it imminently, but we know delivery time scales can like change at the drop of a hat. Honestly, typical. Right. When you improvise this, well, this card is in your hand. Reduce its cost for 1 for the rest of the battle. So let's just use it. And then, if we get it again, it should be then 2 to use as opposed to 3. We shall see. Oh, not more of these guys. Come on. Right, I'm going to take a lot of damage here, so I need to get some defense. I'm going to use this on him. Leave him. Strike on him as well. The other one's going to die as well from my teammates who are going to be attacking him. This guy's got a cog above his head, so I assume, yeah, he's going to have some sort of status effect he uses instead, which is fine because that buys us time. Okay, so 4 defense, apply that to him. So the guy's taking damage, 6. That'll just ensure that he dies from my teammate's next attack. And there we go. I do not like seeing the word enraged appear on one of these big dudes. It's not good news. Right, look at the state of this. Right, you're going to have to get defense or else you're going to surrender. Apply bleed to him. That'll kill him. I'm going to take some damage off him. And also just apply some defense to me, I think, as well. Theo, I think Daisy may have everything to do with the mail being consumed, and it's like it's not even a surprise anymore. It's exactly the sort of thing I would expect from her, especially if she's becoming sentient. Let's go see what somebody uses. Oh, lovely. That sounds really good. This will attack everybody then. Did it? I don't even... Well, it didn't. Okay, I'm really confused. Okay, so we've got not too much damage is going to get done to us. He's going to die. Oh, pretty sure this dude dies as well. So if we enter, that'll kill him. Then this dude will die as well. Like that. Perfect. Now he's enraged. Oh, come on. Okay, let's take this dude down because I'm assuming he's going to be one of the ones that's going to be causing chaos. We've only got one action left. That'll look good. Then finally, rooted stab on this. Oh, he's dead, right. And when you die in battle, you do die, so I need to be really careful now. all of your attacks apply 1 bleed. Right. So typically I don't even have any attack. So let's get this one from our discard pile and apply it to him. We're going to lose this person as well. Just nothing I think we can do. Although if we take down this guy, does it say which one? No, it doesn't. Right, I'm going to go for this. All I can really do. And then yeah, it's guard done and dusted. Although he's in a sort of last stance kind of thing, and I could take down the big dude now, I think, so... And then surely this will be it? Yeah, I think he survived. Cool. Restore resolve, new battle cards, apply 2 wound. Okay, we've got quite a few upgrades we can do now. Oh, that sounds really cool. That does like a full 10 damage. But we could also reduce its cost to 3. I'm going to go for that one. And then... the next attack this turn deals maximum damage. That also removes a random debuff, which could be good. Go for that. And then improvise a card from of upgraded cards. And that gives me 5 choices. Let's go for... Okay, so this gives us piercing. That'll destroy the card, so I'm going to go for that. Attack twice, but it reduces the maximum. But you'd be at least 4. Bleed. No, we've got cards that benefit from bleed, so let's go for that. Pick a negotiation card. I certainly will. Sounds good to me. That bulldoze one, don't think I've got that yet. And finally we have this one. So double the panic meter of all fighters, discard a card, double the damage on a random card in your hand this turn. I think that'll be quite useful. Let's go for that one. The ship's deck is covered with eco. You gingerly pick up the package and leave before anyone shows up to stop you. Let's hope I don't get ambushed on the way back. Clocky looks towards the horizon, gauging the time by the skies. Well, Sal, this has been an experience. But your time is up. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. Huh? You'll never know. Clocky leaves, whistling shanty as he goes. Oh, so it's just somebody leaving the party. Right, cool. Thought that was us done for there. And then... Give the package. Here it is, fish. 1 box of pure contraband. Just make sure to wash your hands after plugging. Wash my hands? Why? Don't worry about it. It's probably fine. You'd look good with a few extra warts anyway. You're a good kid, Sal. Now go on, get some rest. I'll work on this bar. Rest in the back. Fish disables the alarm long enough for you to slip through the curtain. Home at last. Your bed calls to you. You were never afraid of beasts, even when their foremen would threaten to sick them on you. You learned to keep a spare bit of jerky in your pocket and and how to look for an opportunity. Go to sleep. Whew, so we made it. Got a new loved and a new hated, plenty of new cards, a new graft. Something about the sunlight here feels murky. thick like a sludge tide, but there's no use sleeping in. You've only just got back to the Griftlands, and already you've made yourself an enemy too powerful to ignore. Nothing for it but to forge ahead and hope you can make some allies to match. When you come out of your room in the morning, first looks noticeably uncomfortable. Hey Sal, you have a visitor. Oh? So this is where you lay your head, is it? Can you recommend anything on the menu? Lulu, what brings you here? I think you'd want to slum it with me here at the grog. Why not? Especially after I heard you were running an errand for me last night down at the docks. Only I don't recall asking you to run an errand. Ah, how about that? Ah, that's fine, you have your reasons. Besides, give it a few more days and I'll be name dropping you. Is that why you came? To make sure I wasn't being naughty? I've got an opportunity for you, a big one. I can't talk too much about it here. Besides, the clandestine angle is more fun. Come talk to me tonight when you're done with your other affairs. Do this one last thing for me and I'll get you into the auction tomorrow. So tomorrow's the big day, is it? You better get ready for it. I've got a couple more jobs you can do to prepare. Find me when the sun goes down and I'll tell you what you need to know. And that, our dear viewers, is the end of day 3 and the start of day 4. So, the approach that we've been taking with these streams is we take this a day at a time, and that is the next day done, which took 1 hour and 40 minutes. So it's been the longest day so far as well. But it's certainly been fun, enlightening, and good to see the new cards that have been picked up. So, just a final word of thanks. So thank you first of all for watching. All of these videos do get uploaded onto our YouTube channel, which is also called Arckellon. Also, the videos are available for playback on Twitch for a certain amount of time, I think. It might be 30 days or something. So you can also find them there to look at. Congratulations to Repo for being our first VIP upgrade. That's very much as a thank you for all of the hosts that he's been able to give us and all of the follows. He has also helped us gain, ensuring that Dio's transformation into an egg could be completed. So thanks again for that. I really do appreciate it. I will go ahead and finish on the intermission screen before going to the end screen, and then after that I will close it off, and the next stream will be in the hands of Dio at 5 o'clock, where he, I assume, is going to be playing Max Payne 3, but feel free to correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, Dio. But no, thanks again guys for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been Sonder, and until next time, have a great day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you.